This is historian Malvek Tal of Gesher, personally made record of human trade in galactic history. Humanity came from a pretty bland world, a classic single-star system with a planet in the habitable zone, the only outliers being the large number of planets in the system, and their world's large moon. When the coalition of red suns found humanity, they were a Class 1 civilization, recently unified and taking the very first steps towards Class 2. The humans thusly qualified to join the coalition, which at the time only had 3 civilizations within it, and was facing pressure from the grand technocracy. The humans themselves were an average humanoid species in the galaxy, but they were new on the block and eager to join. The coalition welcomed their new members openly and with gratitude. New species were common, but ones that were already spacebound were rare. The humans quickly established trade with their new coalition members, mainly trading food as they offered little in terms of tech. The coalition had the Borsk, an insect-like race, the Dushalan, worthless scaleskins that fester off of rotting flesh, and finally the founding race, the Mokatala, a mammalian species covered with fur ranging from white to red. The other races came to have a taste for the meat from Earth, and thusly a trade for livestock began. Most were fine, and no one in their right mind at the time would believe that livestock would cause such a problem on an intergalactic scale. The biggest problem was the creature the humans referred to as pigs. These beasts turned out to be far more intelligent than most livestock on Earth, and worse, far more intelligent than any livestock any civilization that has graced the stars has ever seen. Thus, farmers all across the coalition found themselves being plagued by the very creature they had just bought. The beasts quickly spread across worlds and became feral. Fucking feral. As it turns out, the humans had not fully domesticated the creatures. The fact they could even handle the vile things is baffling to the mind, let alone make them a staple of their foodstuffs. Within mere months, the swine had actually become a massive problem on all of the farm worlds. The entire coalition faced a massive famine, as in only a few months all their food production had been ground to a complete halt. For a minor galactic power to become so crippled in such a short period of time, news spread like wildfire. Even on Gesher, my isolated homeworld, we heard news that halfway across the galaxy, a fledgling empire had been brought to its knees by pests. The technocracy, being the vulture they were, offered aid, in exchange for the coalition becoming their vassal. The coalition was forced to accept, but the humans opted out of joining. A year later, the pigs had not only managed to survive any attempt at population control they tried, but they had even spread to the civilian worlds, and even began to spread into the technocracy. It was then that the technocracy turned to the humans for aid, asking, pleading, full-on begging them to save them from the pigs. The humans accepted, as long as they were allowed to maintain their independence and the liberation of the coalition. They then deployed their entire military against the swine, and were able to at least get them under a form of control that stopped their spread and allowed farm worlds to at least be producing and exporting food again. After this, the first Galactic Council was held on Earth. The location chosen, as it was the origin of the issue that, to this day, plagues us all. The only galactic law ever passed now being, the trade of any living member of the genetic family known as Suide, done outside of human space, is now punishable by death. Humans are now known as the Exterminators, as they are the only ones able to even deal with the swines.